My name's Rich Harrington, and I'm the publisher of Photofocus. I'd like to share with you today a quick walkthrough of what Luminar AI can do. We hope you enjoy it and get a chance to really explore this tool in your own workflow. Let's go ahead here and start with Luminar AI. When you launch it, you'll need to access some images, so you'll have to add those in first. You do this by clicking the plus button, and you can add a folder with images. You can also edit a single image. A little bit later, I'll also show you how Luminar AI can be used as a plugin. Let's go ahead here and add it with images. Now, you'll just navigate to the folder you want to bring in. I'll select this To Process folder and click Add. What happens is it automatically scans the content of that folder and brings it in intact. You'll see that any subfolders are also preserved, making it very easy to see all of these images. And thanks to a bunch of great photographers who are sharing their work with us today, so we can show you different types of outcomes. Let's go ahead here and start with this train yard shoot. Here we're taking a look at some pictures from photographers Dan and Shell, and I want to show you how easy it is to enhance an image. I'm going to start with this image out here in the field, and I'll double click. Luminar AI is designed to automate a lot of steps. You can still work in a totally manual way, but what I want to do is use templates. A template is a starting point to speed things up. So if I choose templates, it's going to scan the image. You can go up to the top level here, and in the For This Photo section, it recognizes the content of the image, in this case, identifying it as a portrait. And you can now click to choose different context. So Flawless instantly balances out the exposure. Fashionista brings out a nice warm glow. And you could see different choices that you could try. If we want to get a little bit more creative, I can go into the experimental category and see different looks that also have some overlays and more of a texture to them. Using the one slider here, you're free to finesse that. And you can, of course, browse to any category you want and manually choose. So example, I'll just choose a simple vignette adjustment here, or perhaps high key. And high key actually looks a lot better. It brought out a nice bright image. Now we move on to editing. When you click the Edit button, you'll see all the adjustments that have been applied. Now you're free to customize. Let's start with the Essentials category. Clicking on Composition, it's going to analyze the scene. And what I can do is, with one click, get a recommended crop. It's going to apply proper composition theory and make a suggestion that you could choose to use or modify. You can also easily fix the horizon line or any vertical elements in the picture to get a proper leveled photo. Next, I'm going to go to the Erase tool. I see a distracting element back here in the scene, so I could just take my brush and paint over it. And when I click Erase, it's going to analyze the pixels and try to remove that object that's distracting. It's going to be a live effect, so you're free to add filters or adjustments, and it will continue to update. There we go. Now let's jump to Enhance. Enhance AI is all about getting the perfect exposure in the scene. So as you drag this over, it evens out the exposure, and you see that it targeted the darker areas here that were underexposed, but was still aware of the face. We can also use a bit of structure here to enhance some of the details in the scene, and it's a better adjustment than clarity because it automatically recognizes human faces and doesn't add to those. Let's go ahead there and just balance that out a little bit. That looks pretty good now. A little less on the boost, and that feels solid. Now what I want to do is bring out the color. We can do that with a traditional vibrance slider, but I like the Pro tool where there's color harmony. This has the brilliance slider and the warmth slider, so you could adjust the overall feeling in the scene, and it's a nice natural adjustment. We can also use color contrast that improves the separation of the color, and split color warmth. This way I could warm or cool the hot areas of the scene independently of each other, and that just allows for some finesse. While we're at it, let's just finish this out. I'll go under Essentials here, and I'm going to apply a gentle vignette, and I'm going to take advantage of the ability here with landscape to just further bring out that golden hour sun. Now with one click, you see that nice change. What's cool about this though is the time savings. I relied very much on automatic tools to calculate the right exposure, contrast, and detail so the AI can adjust from image to image. The other style tools will then work very consistently. What we can do now is go back to the catalog, and I can just press Command or Control C to copy. Choose another picture and Command or Control V to paste, and that adjustment is applied. You can also select multiple photos from the shoot and choose to synchronize those adjustments. And it will carry the AI across all the images and quickly fixes the scene. Now, it did a great job on all of those scenes out here. Remember, you're looking at a JPEG preview, so be sure to click in and let the full raw file decode. When the raw decode is done, you'll see that it makes a finer quality image with totally accurate color. And I really like that improvement. Notice how it's just much more evened out. As we go to different photos, you'll see that that really came to life nicely. What we can see in here is good, accurate color with those shadows filled in. Let's go to Composition AI here. I like the angle, but maybe I want to tweak it just a little. So I'm going to click that button to improve the overall crop and just do a little bit of leveling there. Now we've got a nice tight shot, and I like it. So that just gives you an idea of how those AI tools can work and save you time as you quickly move through.